All right, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. This is GMS Precepts, Nazar Khad here. And real quick, I got a quick little show. I was reading these articles. I got two articles here. We're gonna we gonna get right to it. As you can see, this is from CNN. And it says Germany is unlocking billions to supercharge its military at a seismic moment for Europe. Okay. So you can see, and this is why we speak so boldly. Excuse me, with so much confidence concerning these scriptures and prophecy, because this is literally it's unfolding every day. You know, it's unfolding every day. That's why, if you call yourself an Israelite, you have to, and you don't see this, you don't think, you don't you don't really can't grasp how close we are. You got to pray to Yahawashi to allow you to see these things, because it's clear as day. You know, it's clear as day what time we're in, and this is prophecy unfolding, man. Germany is unlocking billions, a billy goat, right? They're unlocking billions of money, billions of dollars to what? To supercharge its military, right? But not only supercharging its military, right? It's at a seismic moment for Europe, right? Because we're in the midst of Europe, uh, aka NATO, being at odds um, with America concerning the situation with Russia and Ukraine, right? So Europe, who was once strong allies with America, they're now at odds with each other. Okay, in Germany and certain other countries, they're deciding. Poland is one. I did a show on that a few days ago or weeks ago. Poland is um, saying that all males must join the service. Right. So you got all these nations. They're preparing. They're focusing on their military. Now, why would they do that? Okay, because the Most High has these leaders gearing up for something, you know, right? Gearing up for war. Germany is unlocking billions to supercharge its military at a seismic moment for Europe. So let's read a little bit of this. The title pretty much says it all. Lord willing, I'll leave this in the description. I read a little bit of this, but the point's made. It says, I'll start here. It says, as the Trump administration continues to pursue a deal to end the war in Ukraine, one that may end up being more favorable for Moscow than Kiev, Europeans for the first time in decades are focusing on their own military might. Nowhere is that shift as prominent as in Germany. Its armed forces, known as the Bundeswehr, I think that is, have been the victim of years of underinvestment. But that is set to change. Presumptive Chancellor Friedrich Merz has decided that now is a moment for Germany to invest in its military on levels not seen since the Cold War. Okay, so if this is a time of peace, right, like the scriptures say, Trump, he wants to deem himself or label himself, he wants to be known as a president that brought peace throughout the world. He's trying to bring peace within um, Israel and the Houthis, or Israel, which really is Israel and Iran. He's trying to bring peace there. He's trying to bring peace within Russia and Ukraine. Okay, he's trying to be the man of peace, right? But the scriptures say, though there shall be peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon him. So, despite what they say on the news, despite how much peace this and peace that, peace of that they talking about, we already know that the Most High. What did he say? What did he say? Get it. Let me get that. I'll get that real quick. Matthew's oldie but goodie. Matthew's 10. Right? Matthew's 10 and 34. Right? It says, right here. It says, this is Matthew 10:34. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. Okay? Okay, so despite all this peace this and peace of that talk is going on in the world today, there's still, the Most High is still preparing these nations to go to war with each other. Okay? Hence this article, Germany, it says Germany is unlocking billions to supercharge its military. All right, so let's read a little bit more of this. Right? It says they have decided now to, at this moment, for it to invest in its military on levels not seen since the Cold War. Germany has just passed a major reform to its constitutional debt break, unlocking billions of euros in funding. One model shared with CNN suggested that over a 10-year period, with Germany spending 3.5% of its GDP, it could amount to 600 billion euros, or $652 billion American USD. All right. So you got this going on. You got Germany unlocking in millions. I'm sorry, billions of dollars, well over half a billion. Okay, well over $500 million to invest in their military because they're preparing for something. All right, whether they want to or not. And let's say, and this is just what Trump is saying. He says he wants to bring peace. Who knows? That damn demon could just want to kill every goddamn body. But for argument's sake, if we're just taking him at his word, if he wants, like, if he wants to bring peace, it don't matter what he wants. The Most High is going to bring war. Why? Because it's according to prophecy. All right. So then I got this. I got China. This is I'll leave this article in here too. It says China says it's ready for shocks as fresh Trump tariffs loom. All right. So you got an economic war going on, right? Because all tariffs is a economic war. That's still war, but it's a war on an economic level. It's really created to either prevent countries from going to war, or it's also created to weaken your opponent or weaken that other party from going to war. All right. So that's all. That's all war. That's all economic wars are, and a lot of these wars are all precursors to war. Right? Because before, there's a famous saying. I don't remember who said it, but it says before there's a world war, there's a trade war. And if you look at the last two world wars, prior to them it being a world war, it was a trade war, right, or an economic war. All right. So it says China is ready for the shocks as fresh Trump tariffs loom. Premier Li tells business leaders Beijing chooses to pursue globalization and multilateralism. China said it is ready for any unexpected shocks ahead of U.S. President Donald Trump imposing higher tariffs on the world's second biggest economy and rival superpower. Premier Ling Ling, whatever, Ling Kang, responsible for the Chinese economy under Xi Jinping, told foreign business leaders gathered in Beijing on Sunday that uncertainty and instability were rising, but China would choose a correct path of globalization and multilateralism. We have preparations for possible unexpected shocks, which, of course, mainly come from external sources, meaning America. The U.S. is expected to impose additional levies on imports from China on April 2nd when it unveils reciprocal tariffs on countries around the world. So this is just this is what it is, man. This is economic warfare right now, because basically they're gonna try to charge an extra a tax, on imports on products that come from other countries. All right, so they hit him with one tax, and then Trump, he upped the ante. He increased the tariffs on China. Okay, so this could lead to a bigger situation, right? It could lead to a third world war. Whether this situation will do it or something else, I'm not sure. But this is, but big hint referring to trade war and tariffs and sanctions. It's always a precursor to a bigger event. Like I said, it's either to deter the other person or the other country from going to war with you, or it's meant to weaken the other country from if it does decide to go to war. Okay, so whenever a country puts tariffs on another country, is something to look at, right? So we got to see how China responds to this, and it'll, based on how they respond, it'll determine how close we are, or how close we are, or if it, all we got to do is see if it escalates the tension between the two nations, right? So it's basically who blinks first. All right, so this is something to look at as well. So I'll leave this in the art. I'll leave this in the description as well. And let me bring this out because, like I said, it's not these nations or these leaders that are really making the decisions. They're being pushed to make the decisions that they make by the Most High, right? I'll end it with this scripture. This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay? So it's the Most High, and you see the Lord is in all capital letters. That means it's the Most High, Yahawah, right? So even though these leaders might think they're doing something, or they think they might be doing this or that, or making any type of decision, or they think they want to bring peace on the world, or peace to two countries, whatever have you. Despite what they want to do, the Most High is really in control of what they're gonna do. All right. And if the Most High, according to prophecy, there's gonna be a third world war. So, you know, um, that's what we're waiting for, because there's not much more prophecies to unfold, man. You know, we're really close. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'll leave these articles in the description. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. Until the next show, until next time, shalawam.